Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Denali and I am a full-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark, and this is a series where I sit in my car and I talk about things that are timely in my life or business. Hello, how's it going? Happy Thursday afternoon to be specific. The sun is out. It's a little bit brighter in my car than when I usually film these videos, but I wanted to come on and talk to you about how I just went and toured a new potential office space. If you've been watching my channel recently, I've been talking about how my lease at my warehouse that I've been in for almost 3 years now, which is crazy to say, is coming to an end this next spring. And certainly, while I could renew that lease, I have explained in recent videos, and you can go back and check those out if you want kind of more clarification on it. There's just things that I want different in my next space. And also I'm looking to have a little bit smaller of a space, which ultimately would mean a smaller price tag, essentially. And that's also something important because costs go up. My rent has increased every year that I've been in this space. It was just part of the lease agreement that I signed. It goes up like a small amount. I can't even remember what it is, like 2 or 3% every year that I've been in the lease. However, when it's now time to renegotiate, everything's totally different. And the price they want now to renew is much higher than what I initially signed at. In addition to, I know what I want different. And so hopefully that explains some of why I want to explore a new space. So moving on to talking about a new space, also in recent videos, I've talked about how inventory is extremely low. The economy is alive and well. It is thriving where I live. And so that means there just aren't any spaces coming available, or spaces that are coming available that fit my needs, right? And obviously I'm very price sensitive and size sensitive, right? Because I'm finding that there's either just like little office spaces, like an office to just put a desk in and operate your business out of, like maybe for an insurance agent or something like that. Or there are 4,000 square foot industrial warehouses, which is also not what I want. Usually I lower the steering wheel. Let me just get that out of the way here. So I just went and toured this space that I've seen available for a little while now. And I don't want to be like I'm getting desperate, but I'm more getting curious with a dash of desperate. And I thought, okay, let me go look at this space and see if it fits my needs. It's not that much further out. It's literally right down the road from where I am currently, but I really want to be hyper local. Prior to being a full-time reseller, I used to commute an hour and a half each way for work. So that was 3 hours a day in the car. And so I'm very sensitive to wanting to be close to my home. I don't want to have a commute. So anyways, this place is a little bit further than my warehouse right now, but not far by any means. It's literally like 3 minutes down the road. So I went to this place and it's inside of a building, almost like a mall in a way. And I will share some footage for you guys that I did take, but they showed me, I just want to give you a little backstory before I get into it. They did show me a few different units, and I did tour them with another party who was there, and they were actually really nice. And so, at first I was like, oh, is that awkward? And they're actually really nice. So it wasn't a big deal, but I saw a few different units and I think I know which one I like the most or makes sense. But ultimately what it comes down to is price. I really liked the landlord. I think it's the landlord or the property manager. I'm not sure who the person was. I really, really, really liked the person that I met with. She was so kind, and she was really easy to talk to. And she was telling us that a lot of the tenants who have been there for years and years and years and years. One of the ones that we spoke with briefly actually had been there for 13 years. So that's always really nice to hear because that means it's like a good place to be. They also have 1 year leases, which I kind of like because, it's who knows? Who knows what will be happening a year from now? So it's kind of the thought of like not being locked into somewhere really big is kind of tempting in the same breath. But the first unit that I toured was the one that I liked the most. It's really bright, despite it kind of being in a darker space, and I'll show you in the videos that I took. It's in a darker space, but once you actually get into the unit, it's really bright, and so I like that. So with that said, let's get into those clips. All right, so this is actually the lobby of the building, but I just wanted to give you an idea of when I said building/mall, it's kind of looks like a mall a little bit. But down here is where the actual unit is. So that is it at the end of this kind of dark hallway. There aren't really a lot of businesses down here, so I was trying to just give the perspective from the outside. It is kind of, I don't want to say in the basement, but maybe the basement of this building for lack of a better word. There are some bathrooms behind me, which you can't see. So this is the actual unit. My back is to the door, but this is like, I guess, a little lobby area if you wanted to call it that. I'm turning the camera around. You can see that's where the entrance is. This is the first office that you see when you walk into. It is so bright. I would love to have an office in this space. I guess it could also be a photographing room. There is this huge storage closet that you can see right there, but look how beautiful it is. You can't really see it because I kind of went really quickly, but there is a little pond or something out there. So then moving through the hallway, you can see here is the second office that I'm showing. They're pretty small, about probably 100 square feet each, I'm guessing. No windows in those units other than the windows that lead out into the hallway. And then this is the fourth office in there. It's kind of a weird Tetris shape, like almost an L, but it is really bright. That door there, I couldn't open it for you, but she did open it for me while I was there. It does lead out to this back patio area, which I'm trying to show you. There's the little pond, but it does lead out to this back patio area that you can't really see. I'm trying to get a visual of it right over there for you. So anyways, all in all, I really loved this office just because it was so bright and big and has lots of storage space for all of my things. Okay, next up, I'm going to be showing you an office that was actually right next door. I didn't take video just because the current tenant was still in there. I didn't want to take any videos while they were present. But anyways, it is a lot smaller. There are 3 offices. It wasn't as bright. Maybe I could paint it. It would be a little bit brighter, but I'm definitely going to have to compromise on space if I would want to occupy this unit, but it would cost less. Lastly, I have, look at this rooftop view. This is kind of amazing. So there is a rooftop view from this unit. This one I think is half the size of the first one that I showed you. This one does have a shared lobby area that's right outside the doors that I just walked past. There is only 2 offices in here, so a little bit less of a private space. Okay, so those are the units that I toured today. Let me know what you think. Which spot do you feel like fits me the best? I think it's kind of obvious. The reality is the price gonna match up? In addition to that, I was also told that the unit that I like the most, there was potentially another tenant interested, like a current tenant who might be interested in that unit. So hopefully they lose interest or they aren't able to take it, because that would be one that I would want. In addition to that, you know, my lease doesn't end here until this spring. So it's like, how can we line this up so that, you know, obviously it can work and be beneficial for both the landlord, property manager, and then myself, who's not looking to get a unit immediately in this moment. You know, if I could maybe start the lease at least in like January, because I will have to float 2 leases, is the reality. So if I could prolong it as long as I can, that would really be ideal for me. But I don't want to count my contracts before they're signed, and I don't want to count the chickens before they've hatched, all of those fun sayings. So I don't want to get too excited. I'm just really happy that I actually went and saw something that I would potentially be interested in, because that really hasn't been happening up until this point, or places just go really quick to the point I don't even have an opportunity to look anywhere. There was a unit that is just right down the road over here that I was interested in, and unfortunately, by the time that I got in contact with the leasing agent, it was no longer available. And yeah, that was a bummer because it is very, very, very close. So anyways, let me know what you think. Give me your 2 cents, what you thought about the unit. You know, it's not perfect, it's a little choppy, but at the end of the day, I think that it will accomplish what I need it to accomplish, and yeah, maybe be a fun spot. So anyways, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.